Hi, welcome to Angels and Reasons. I'm Rob Edmonds, General Manager of Spark Angels. I have with me Pat Doyle, one of our angels and also one of our board of directors. Welcome, Pat.
Thank you.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this world of angel investing?
Well, I think first I got into it because I'm an entrepreneur myself. I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years. I have a wonderful job. I like the freedom. I like the excitement of it all. And I had the good fortune of meeting Malcolm one day, and we started to talk about, angel investing. And Malcolm described it to me in this way. He said, a lot of it's about being the entrepreneur that you had wished you had met 30 years ago. And for me, that resonated. I've had my ups and downs being an entrepreneur. And when I remember coming to my first meeting, and I can't remember the exact presentations, but I can remember the enthusiasm that I saw on the faces on the stage. And I was hooked at that moment. It was compelling because, they were there with a story. They were there believing in themselves. They took a risk, and they got up on stage and they started to tell people about their business. And to me, that was like a light bulb moment. You mean I can help people like that? And I wished that I had met somebody along my way that would have, not given me a hand out, but reached along and gave me that hand up. And that's what first captivated me.
That's perfect. And so on that note, what's one of the things that you like most about being a part of Spark Angels?
The smart in the room. I'm just a simple farm boy. I know what I know. And life has taught me my lessons. But I don't necessarily understand the technology ideas, or I don't understand when someone comes in and has a self-driving car, and I think, wow, what a great idea. But then there's the measured reason that exists from my fellow Spark Angels. That they sit there and they've lived an experience. There's going to be a lawyer in the room. There's going to be a doctor in the room. There's going to be somebody that's going to have some expertise in that field, to which I can say, oh, that makes sense. And that's where I come from.
So they can simplify it for you in a way that makes sense.
They help stupid-proof it for me. Again, I'm a simple farm boy. I don't need things all that complicated. I just need to understand. And when it gets into the minutiae, into the details of something, that's not my expertise. That's not where I come from. But a lawyer may, or a doctor may, so when seeing these new businesses and seeing this youthful enthusiasm that's coming in, I can get caught up in that emotion. But having, that measured response from the room and the questions that come from the room, it just makes the experience of investing that much more less dangerous.
And so for someone that, might be aware of our group or might not be aware of it and might be watching, what would you say to someone considering joining?
I think one of the things, first of all, come out and see what it's all about. Don't be afraid of it. It's not mysterious. It's not mystical. It's not anything. It's not taking a dart and throwing it at the wall. There's reasons why, certain businesses succeed and reasons why certain entrepreneurs. And at the end of the day, what you're aiming for or what you're looking for is that entrepreneur. That entrepreneur. And if you can see it when he gets up on stage or she gets up on stage, and you can see that special quality in them, it makes it so much easier to want to invest in them because they have something. And so again, it's not that I think a lot of people see angel investing as firing that dart at a dartboard and, hoping to see what sticks, but it's not. So I would encourage anybody to just come out and see, especially the way Malcolm does it. This is I think I'll call it breakfast theater. And because he brings out and he creates an environment to take away all the BS. And you get to judge people on the merits of what they're presenting.
And has there been any sort of any companies that you might speak to that have sort of struck your interest in particular, or just kind of any examples of companies that you've seen that have been of interest to you, where you thought, oh, that's a really cool idea, or a really passionate entrepreneur?
I think it's the entrepreneur. It's the entrepreneur. I think when you look at it, it's the. I can remember Sam of Enthusiast Gaming. Is that what her company?
Minash.
No, Sam of the young lady from
Ominous Games.
Ominous Games. And I look at her, and her business with Ominous Games is the one that she's going to launch her career into. I'm not sure. I'm not a gamer. I know own that space, but I know that kid. That's an entrepreneur, and whatever happens, she's going to be successful. And I look at that and I say, that's the kind of thing that I want to be able to foster. Be the entrepreneur that I wished I had met 30 years ago. And whether it's in a mentorship role or whether it is actually giving someone a check, I think a lot of it comes from that hand up, not a hand out. And when you can see those particular entrepreneurs that aren't looking just for a check, but are looking in order to be able to create something that's bigger than who they are, that to me is what the reason why I go, and the reason why I continue to go, and the reason why I get so freaking excited by it, right?
It's perfect. All right, that concludes this segment on Angels and Reasons. So thank you, Pat, for being our guest, and it was great to have you on the show.
Lots of fun. Bring me back again. I'll do it.